Central Delivery, and your Manchester Memorial Crusader! Before we announce tonight's starting lineups, your officials are the grades 1 Thomas and Mr. Michael Crosby. Fans, let's get the starting lineup. First, for the Manchester Central Delivery, under head coach Steve Lett. Forward, stop over 23 and close from EC. At guard, junior number 14, Chris Rula. At guard, junior number 4, Apollo Austin. At guard, senior number 3, Tayshawn Hawkins. And forward, senior number 15, Williams Gomez. And now, the starting lineup for your Manchester Memorial Crusader. And forward, sophomore number 14, Joel Gomez. And forward, senior number 21, Jake Moore. And forward, senior number 10, Jack Moore. And guard, senior number 2, Corey. And guard, senior number 1, Christian
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Manchester, New Hampshire, to the campus of Manchester Memorial High School and Braunstein Gymnasium. This is Rich McDonough for Manchester Public Television and its ongoing presentation of NHIAA sports. Tonight, the Crusaders of Memorial will host their crosstown rivals and a great rival from Central. And the Crusaders are looking to go out of 5-5, break the 500 mark, and go 6-5. Well, Central brings in a 2-9 record. Both teams are younger and rebuilding. A big note for everybody: we all know this guy, Devin LaValle, number 4. He's a senior leader, and he is out with a torn labrum. But Central gets off the schneid first, goes right to Glody Hamisi, who had a great game the other night, very talented guy, and Central goes into their signature zone for Coach Sudi Lett, who's in his 7th season. Great movement early on. That's how you beat a zone, is move the ball and then move your feet. And we get a deuce, even it up, courtesy of Jake Ornis. I am here with Kyle Heavey, the all-everything guy. He hired me. He produces. He spins the dials, does the levels, does the editing, and he does voiceover. Kyle, great to be with you as always.
Rich, it's a wonderful night. Rivalry week is going on, and we got a great matchup here. Both teams trying to get back on their winning ways as Central has had a tough go of things. I know that they've lost 3 in a row here.
Yes, they have.
It's been 2 weeks since they've gotten a win, and for Memorial, they just had a tough loss last Friday night over at Goffstown against the Grizzlies. So both teams looking to get back to their winning ways. And for Central, every win is important at this point after a tough start to the season.
Without a doubt, they are 2-9. They're 20th out of the 21 teams in D1, but that doesn't mean you can't leapfrog at the bottom. Their 2 wins came against Wyndham and Pinkerton, who are kind of solidly in the playoff race right now, and Pinkerton obviously defending champs, but they lost a ton last year. But here we are, 2-2, and the first 1:15 is gone. Ricocheting off the rim with his shot was Jack Brooks, the excellent senior wearing number 10 out there.
Yeah, certainly these players know each other very well, have growing up playing against each other in middle school. As the tournament is going on for middle school basketball right now as well. So it's not like they are not familiar with each other, and they've been able to acclimate and, well, see who gets warmed up first.
Yeah. And one guy we're going to be watching tonight, obviously you're going to be watching that guy right there, Bori. So fast, so slashing. But watch number 21 for the Crusaders, Jake Ornelas. Junior's going to get a lot more playing time. Big rebounder, excellent finisher, and coach is loving his game right now. That'd be Danny Bryson, deeply experienced Danny Bryson at that.
It's been a few weeks since we've seen this Memorial squad. The last time was 2 weeks ago, actually, when they lost to Portsmouth, who was undefeated at the time. Portsmouth has now gotten their first defeat of the year, but that was a fun night here, and we're looking for another great matchup. Hopefully not another overtime. The roads are slick tonight, so we want to be able to kind of get out of here earlier, but
we hope.
We'll see what happens with that. But
well, Christian Bololo got the first foul of the game, but he just got a beautiful rebound. That was a nice defensive play right there, but he drew a foul. Was Lucas Gomez, number 15, wearing black. Central tricking us out tonight by wearing the black unis.
I love them, though. It's certainly a great color scheme that they have going on here. And, yeah, you're used to them being the green and white, but tonight they're going back to black.
And the aforementioned Ornelas, talented junior forward, big kid. He's going to the line. Rims one in.
Friendly.
Yeah, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with better luck. Better be lucky than good, right?
We'll take either of those.
Especially at this phase in my life. All right, 3-2, looking to make it 4-2, 5:48 on the clock. Again, Rich McDonough, Kyle Heavey here.
He's got
all the action.
He's got that down pat right there. Just a friendly hop, hits the front, hits the back, and sinks in.
I think next time he's got to call that.
Exactly.
All right. Central bringing it up here, wearing those black uniforms. Obviously, Memorial Crusaders wearing white at home tonight. And our buddy Zach Johnson was bringing the fire as our PA announcer tonight, man. He's got all kinds of moxie.
Yeah, he's all around doing everything. He's got a 3-hour coaching lessons tomorrow as well for his basketball or baseball team. So we appreciate all that he does for Manchester Public Television and the city itself with making sure that sports is had in happy ways.
Well, notwithstanding that they're missing Devin LaValle, who's only logged points in 4 games this year. Great hands right there by Hawkins. But coming up with it is the 5th leading scorer in the state. Christian Bololo is averaging 21, and he gets his first bucket of the night, making it 6-2. That is a nice drive by Hawkins. He got a real good first step, got himself a lane from the angle, and got to the air in a hurry, and there's nothing you could do to defend that one. 6-4, 4:55 on the clock here in our first quarter at Memorial at Pete Poyer Court. Nice, great no-look pass right there by Bori. This one ricochets long, and Ornelas picks that one up. There's the rebound, his second rebound in as many seconds right there. And finally getting the board on the backside right there was Gomez, 6'1", senior forward. Up and up, can't launch that one, and tenacious rebounding inside, and then a fight for it. Hawkins tied up by Bololo, and we get our first tie-up of the night. Possession arrow goes the Crusaders' way.
A very veteran refereeing tonight
without a doubt.
is Antoine Harris and Mr. Mike Crosby. So Mike has already done a game tonight. He did the varsity Pinkerton girls, so he's very warmed up, and he's looking forward to seeing what they bring to the team, to the game tonight.
Beautiful kick out, unable to connect was Bori there. And this one ricochets off a foot. I think it was Brooks underneath. And back to the Central it goes. 4:10 on the clock, 6-4 in favor of the home gym Crusaders, I should say.
It's a little difficult tonight here. You're used to saying hometown, but both these teams are only about 3-4 miles from each other. So,
well, and a nice pass to Guma out in the three-point land. He couldn't sink that. Brooks steps over, can't front, rims it, hits off the backside of the backboard, and back come the Crusaders on O. And driving into a hornet's nest right there is Guma, and he hits the deck rudely. We'll see which one gets rock, paper, scissors for the foul. I think they're calling it on Bololo. Nope, they're calling it on Bori. That's his first of the game so far.
Team second, and now we'll see. It's been a quiet game so far in a lot of ways to be only 10 points through the first 4 minutes.
You know, I mean, you've beaten Wyndham. If you're Central, you're beating Wyndham and Pinkerton. There's some quality there. You know, you can't put those guys away unless you got some mojo, and they've been in a few close games. It's just, can you crack the code at some point? Here's a guy who can do that. It's Osman, and he nails it, drains the 3, and they needed that one, and they take the lead at 3:14, 7-6, Kyle Heavey. That was a nicely designed play.
Yeah, they had the lead 2-0, and it had been a little bit, and now it could be back and forth with the way things are going.
And front rimming on the baby hook there, a la George Mikan was Ornelas. Great pass out front and a trailing block. Great job by Ornelas to get back into it. Lining it up deep is Bololo, and he answers the 3 with 3 of his own. That was beautiful, 9-7. I'll tell you, Hawkins is one quick kid at the point guard wearing number 3 right there. And too many steps right there by Osman, right in front of the aforementioned Anton Harris.
And I'm loving to see Osman and Christian Bololo having a quick chat about things, as you know, they seem like they know each other pretty well, and you know, they just were. It's kind of be fun, kind of playing against your friends sometimes.
Yeah, some of these kids play for the boys clubs and AAU, and they all know each other from even rec league and maybe even clinics. And I tell you, as a guy who played lacrosse and basketball in high school, it's fun when you see those guys.
Good block right there.
Real good block, getting some great elevation to Osman. This one goes in favor of the streaking Guma. He gets all the way down, gets some hops, and draws a foul. Looked like off of Bori. That'd be his second, Kyle Heavey.
That would be kind of tough spot here for Coach Bryson.
Yep, they called it. Yeah, we hear Zach Johnson, our colleague, kind of also a Renaissance man, kind of like Kyle Heavey right here. Over the loudspeaker, and that is his second foul. 2:12 on the clock as Guma goes to the line. First to 1, making it 9-8. Little substitution game. Adumeni comes in, sophomore guard wearing number 15, and with those 2 fouls, Bori's got to sit. Good move, I think, by Coach Bryson.
Yeah, I think
No-brainer by Coach Bryson. Give him a 2-minute sit, keep him out of foul trouble.
We saw it the other night in the Londonderry game with one of their better players getting into foul trouble early in the game. He had 3 fouls in the first 7 minutes and had to take a seat for the rest of the game. And when he came back, they were able to make 3 consecutive 3-pointers and put that game away. So you want to have your better players out there.
Boy, Kyle Heavey getting as encyclopedic as Tom King for the Nashua Telegraph. That's great stuff, Kyle.
Yeah, Central's up 3, and then
wow, that was a great drive by Hamisi, 6'4", big man. Couldn't get the roll. Beautiful pass diagonally to Brooks. No doubt.
Brooks, I've loved watching him over the past couple of years. Just his growth and his just maturity is something else, and you want to root for players like that really bring the game and play it unselfishly.
Good perimeter passing work, which is what they're going to have to do. Osman launches up a 3, can't do it, goes back rim, and coming up with the board was Luau. Big, solid, fresh senior forward. Look at the game inside. In the paint, folks. Tell me basketball's not a physical game.
And I'm
we're
loving
under a
that
minute.
Central is rebounding so well so far, and that's something that they were having trouble with. And Sudi Lett wants a timeout with 49 seconds to go.
That's good, reasonable. I mean, you got all your TOs. You're in a game where people, I think, thought you might get blown out if you're Central, and it's 11-9. You got the ball with under a minute left. You call a 30-second timeout, set something up, chew some clock, and maybe you go in with a tie or even a lead.
Even
if
a
you
lead.
can drop a 3.
And now cheerleaders will be doing some flips here. I'm going to assume, we'll see if I'm wrong or right. Who's going to win here, Rich?
Give me the near one. She got a little more elevation, but they hit the floor at the same time. I don't know if we could call that anything but a tie.
I mean, we can't do that anymore.
No, that would put us in the hospital, Kyle.
Yeah, certainly. So Central taking the whole entire time to make sure that everyone is on the same page and to make sure that every point is important here. And after, again, some tough defeats on the season. But as you were saying, though, the wins have been impressive, as beating Pinkerton, who Pinkerton the other day beat Trinity. So it's wild to see what's going on in Division I basketball this year.
Right.
And, if you get into a tournament, maybe Central is really good on the road. We'll see what happens with the rest of this game here, being on the road.
Well, they got a couple of tough games in front of them, but we'll talk about that later. But here they're trying to milk some clock after their 45-second timeout. Great baseline drive and a big kick out to the top of the arc.
Smart move, not taking that shot is.
What a beautiful finger roll. I tell you what, I like this kid Guma's game. 11-11, folks. Way to go, Central.
And
that was a great use of clock, Kyle.
10 seconds ago, and Memorial is going to just milk this and try for a buzzer beater here to take the lead.
Almost get one, but he draws the foul. Great job getting to the baseline. Cracking the code was Adamini, and he's going to the stripe. 1.1 on the clock, first period, and we got 11s on the scoreboard.
Yeah, there's a lot of 11s up there right now.
A lot of ones,
it's,
yeah, exactly.
It's impressive to see the period, the first foul.
What are the odds of that?
I didn't play my Powerball tonight. So.
Snake eyes, yeah, I didn't either. All right, he misses the first of two. Not a whole lot of time to do anything with it if you're Central, if you get a board. So what do? You front rim it, heave it, and nothing doing. It hits the net up top, and we're going to go to our first period intermission, tied at 11s, folks. This is a great back-and-forth game, some physicality, good passing, and some pretty darn good zone defense on the Central part.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, like I said, since we've seen this Memorial squad, and they put up 80 points in that Portsmouth game and to only have 11 through the first 8 minutes. But at the same time, you're seeing that these two coaches obviously know each other very well. They know what they bring for coaching elements, and, well, we got a heck of a game going on here.
Yep.
And we're glad to be here on Manchester Public Television.
Well, I can't understate the importance of this game for the Crusaders. They came in with a four-way tie, Kyle, in their bracket, in their bunch, if you will, and they're trailing BG, Londonderry, Alvern in that race, in that pack, and just one win gets you those points. It's not a quality point type of thing, but you need to get points so you can kind of win that jockeying race and get yourself maybe even a home game if you can get into the tournament. But all you want to do, Kyle, is get in.
Get in is the most important part right here, and it's just such a unique, the top teams are teams that I'm not used to being so good, and that's the Portsmouth Clippers and the Keene Blackbirds. Bedford, we're used to them being pretty good, and they're sitting at 9-2.
Yeah,
but
Keene preseason, they thought they could win it all, and their coach was not wrong.
And then obviously going down is the bridge battle down in Nashua.
Yeah, that's going on tonight.
North and South.
I got competing offers from Kyle Heavey and Pete Johnson at Nashua Public Television. I'm here with you, buddy. I'm glad I'm here.
I didn't realize I was causing turmoil between the two cities.
We're not. We're it's all on me, but you asked first. So anyway, here we go. Second quarter, we're tied at 11s. Great game so far. Inside-out game's been working well. They just can't get the drop. That's a terrific rebound in traffic and over a smaller man. And getting the foul. Going hard to the bucket. Crusaders will go to the line once again. They've been at the line a few times already. Yeah,
to miss those two with 1 second to go, obviously they could have a 4-point lead if he's able to make both of these here. Not to put any pressure on Christian, but he's very confident at the free throw line, as we've seen throughout the season. So we'll see if he can continue things. And there's a lot of media here tonight, Rich.
It's
I'm
huge.
seeing Ball 603, the Union Leader. It's cool to see how many different media outlets are here for this game tonight.
Well, and Balolo, as I said, fifth leading scorer in New Hampshire, averaging 21 a game. Can's the first of his two. He had a beautiful three-pointer in the first quarter there. And that smooth shot, that'll get you home most of the time there. Little substitution coming back in is Jake Ornelas. We've mentioned him. Strongly built junior forward, and Coach Bryson has said he's been really rebounding, and that's why he's getting so much playing time right now. Ooh, a little bit too deep. That's going to be over and back. Crosby was all over that, wearing the stripes over there. 7-19. It's going to go back to the Crusaders.
And they call the timeout, it looks like.
Call the
so
timeout
you
right
be
before it.
Careful.
Holy cow.
I was wondering the same thing, but yeah, able to keep the possession arrow is Central. So a smart timeout, seeing that they weren't breaking that zone press, and to finally keep the possession is huge. And, for Memorial, just keep making those free throws. You're going to, keep driving to the lane, and if you can make those free throws, you're going to take the lead. And, setting a 13-11 lead, and we'll see what happens here on this possession with Central after this timeout break.
Well, you bring up a good point there, Kyle. There's a decided size advantage, but I'm looking at the athletic build here. There's a decided long arm advantage if you're the Crusaders. So, yeah, get it into the paint and you'll draw fouls. Great observation there. All right, 7:15 on the clock, 13-11 on the scoreboard as the Little Green go back to work. And that's a beautiful drop, beautiful teardrop shot by a slashing Osmond. Gets it over the outstretched hands. Oh, and what a block. Holy cow. That was England rotating from the line, from the baseline, and getting his right hand right up there as quickly as possible. But we'll go back to the line inside. But what a block, Kyle.
Hawkins with the foul called, and that is the second on Central here, but first on
coming
Hawkins.
In from underneath the basket here. Little crisscross rotation out top. Central gets a hand on it, flies out, but nothing doing. And here comes Bololo, where he lives, and there's Brooks. I tell you, Brooks is a glue guy, but he's also a disruptor inside.
And he was out by the three-point line when he sent that pass, and he was quick to go down and expected that shot to go in, but it was able to get that rebound and went up with it. Some more free throws here for the Crusaders, and Sudi Lett's got to be getting frustrated here. That's 3 fouls in the first minute and 16 seconds of this second quarter, and you get to 5, and it's free throws.
And he's used 2 of 5 free throws already. That's
timeouts.
Excuse me, timeouts. Yes, 6:44 on the clock. No brains in Rich McDonough's head here. It's been a long day. 14-13, and Brooks looking to add 1 here.
And
gets them both.
Again, look at what the Crusaders are doing here with getting the charity stripe points.
And now they go three-quarter court pressure. Interesting move. Lots of physical contact underneath. No call. I thought Lual had drawn one, but no dice. Ricochets off of the black jersey Central fellas, and back come the Crusaders. What you got, Kyle?
It's tough to break this Memorial defense. You got a big at the top and then a big at the bottom, and trying to get around the long stretched arms and stuff like that.
Beautiful cross-court pass for the left shooting. Bore gets himself a 3 in the second, and that makes it 18-13. A little bit of ice breaking going on right now, I think, for the Crusaders, Kyle.
Yeah, it's now that you got a 5-point lead and you know the defense is working, but Central, on the other hand, is just not making those shots, and that should have been an easy 2 right there. But loose ball, and Memorial keeps it.
I tell you, Central's doing a good job of attacking the trap and getting it opposite side, but they got to finish. That's a good block again by Mara, this time 6'4" sophomore forward.
Yeah, Miles had a sensational game on Tuesday. Again, that tough defeat to the Londonderry Lancers, but he was out there doing it all. And we'll see if Mateo Williams comes in at some point or another too, because he had a great game, and those two guys can really change a game. And with the Crusaders up 5, Central's got to be careful.
I mean, Williams, if he comes in as 6th or 7th man, that's like a starter off your bench.
As I'm realizing it.
Excuse me,
he is in the game.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, I had the old roster, which I cleared up. Had him as 10 at the beginning of the season. But there he is. He's manning up against Gomez, who's a talented kid. He misses long on that one. 5:30 on the clock, 18-13 on the scoreboard in favor of the hosting Crusaders. They get a turnover off the foot of Hawkins, and back on attack they go.
I mean, what are you supposed to do there? That's you're trying to pass the ball across a very big wall and ends up hitting off of a central foot, and now.
Yeah. And Lawal off the base. You got to call that big fella. He's a big man shooting that big three. I guess everybody's got that game now.
That's you see it with the Celtics. Porzingis was knocking down threes the other night, no problem.
In my mind, Porzingis is still a member of the Wizards. But that was a great job by Gomez. He's a very, very talented guy, averaging 6.3 a game. And there's a big ceiling for Joel Gomez. Sophomore, and Coach Bryson's going to be loving what he's got in the next couple of years. In addition to this year, and right on cue, there he goes again, gets another drop.
And now a 9-point lead for the Crusaders, 22-13. And Central has got to start getting some points there.
Yeah, they just got to keep that ball moving. Mateo Williams got a call for that earlier in the sequence. That's going to be front rim. Just a question of who gets it, and this time it's Mara. He launches it from three, front rims it again. And off to the races goes Borey, the slashing, talented man. It's a blocking foul and one, folks.
I mean, he was floating through that area right there. He took the contact and was able to still kind of give that nice layup. And now an 11-point lead and some changes all around here, Rich, as substitutions galore for both squads trying to keep the rhythm here for Memorial, but for Central, they got to stay out of foul trouble with now 4 fouls in the period.
And Borey converts, makes it a 3-point game. He makes it a 3-point play and a 25-13 lead, 4:10 on the clock. Sudi Lett, if you're a coach, buddy, I've been that guy. Sometimes you just got to juggle the roster and see what chemistry works. That is a beautiful slashing drive once again by Chris Guma, and he is able to put 2 up on the board. He gets to the air as fast as anybody.
Yeah, he knows what to do with that ball when he gets it in that type of situation, and just is able to take the hack. And now we'll see if he can make this free throw, and Central can go on the attack. And now
he
cut back
answers
to 9, and
at 4:03 cuts it to 10.
Borey takes a seat.
9. He lost it behind the stanchion. 25-16. And yet another slashing drive. This one's from Christian Bololo, who just had that same 45-degree angle. And Kyle, these guards, when they get to the wing, on both sides, watch that first step. I mean, Ned Ryerson from Groundhog Day, it's a doozy. The 3:55 on the clock. I'm dating myself there. But back to the line goes Bololo.
That's 5 on Central, so for the last 3 minutes and 55 seconds, it's going to be a lot of trips to the free throw line. And
a lot more than we've seen already. We got shooting fouls galore, but mark that down. 9-point lead, 3:55 in the second. And Crusaders are at the stripe for the remainder. Bololo misses, Bololo misses the first of 2. I like that he's taking his time here. Didn't like the first result. Take a breath, get your breath, get yourself settled, and drop that one. Long, easy pass for Brooks to Reed. They got to bring help down lower, get to the same level so you can cut off them. And then, just like a wide receiver, Kyle, in football, you got to come back to the ball.
Another steal right here, and now see what Brooks does again with the ball.
Oh, and he put it on his hip. Jolicoeur with that great steal earlier. And it's all Crusaders right now. They are getting to the rim. They're getting the interceptions. They're getting the turnovers. And Coach Lett's got to call his 3rd timeout already.
Yeah, at the same time, when you lose the possession 2 times in a row, and the Crusaders are able to just capitalize, and now you got to make sure that they don't get too out of hand here with now a 12-point deficit. So I don't blame him for wanting to have a chat with his players and know that we've practiced this before, guys. We know how to deal with this, and sometimes it's just a matter of reminding them the hard way of what to do.
Yeah, and sometimes, when you're locked up against a crosstown opponent, they're ready to roll. I mean, they're ready to roll. They're emotional from the get-go. And, they'll wake you up. And it looks like the Crusaders have woken up. Wow, nice job with the cheer squad right there, getting vertical. Nice job. But look, the Crusaders have talent. They have talent. They're missing LaValle tonight. They're going to get him back next Friday against Dover. That'll be a good thing. But, they only lost to Portsmouth, the top-seeded so far. Portsmouth Clippers having a great season, 84-80.
Yeah, that was a tough overtime loss as they had the lead, and then a couple technicals for both sides kind of derailed the momentum for the Crusaders, and they just weren't able to make the final shot. And, Clippers are looking pretty good here, and they didn't even have a single senior, and that's the scary part for the rest of Division I.
And their coach came back out of a one-year hiatus as a new father. I've been there, done that, except for the hiatus part. All right, 3:11 on the clock, 28-16 on your scoreboard here at Pete Porter Court at Braunstein Gymnasium. And, wow, just great ball movement, great foot movement, and able to close that out is Joel Gomez.
Yeah, Dubonnet.
Love his game.
Oh, nothing but the bottom of the net right there.
Well, that makes it 30-19. Still in shooting distance there. Plenty of time, obviously, in the second quarter. It's 30-19 here. Oh, and a long bomb for Brooks. Can't make that one, but a long rebound goes right to the hands of Gomez. Can't convert that one off the spin. And back comes Central.
Now they got...
Look at the speed. Oh, that's a great head fake and a ball fake.
Miles got to get this.
He's got to be softer around the rim. He's got to be softer around the rim. He's a big kid. Just take a little bit off of it when you get up to your elevation. You got longer arms than everybody else. Coming down to the 2-minute mark, 30-19. Great touch pass inside. Finds Bololo coming from the baseline. He converts, and that makes it 32-19 as we just drop under 2 minutes left.
What vision, too, to see your open teammate get that ball, just touch pass. Larry Bird-esque right there.
All right, there's soft hands right there this time from Mara. Great ball fake in the middle by Miguel Cruz, and then brought it back to his left to the baseline. Beautiful job. Oh, and lining it up out there is Jellicoe, and he is able to connect with nothing but nylon, 35-21. Just beautiful getting to there. This kid is awesome.
I mean, defense is not being played at all in either side, but
problem is with his speed, you can't really D him up.
At the same time, Central, with the 5 fouls, they're doing everything that they can to not foul out later in this contest. But, they got to play a little bit softer so you don't allow them to get free throws.
Wow.
But they keep making threes at the same time.
How about that? That makes it 15-point lead as we tick under a minute here. That's tough. That is tough if you're Coach Lett. Nice touch pass to Mara. He's got to take one more beat as he goes up to the glass.
It's tough when you're right underneath that hoop to try to figure out how to get that around, hit the backboard, and just you've seen that the Central's missed out on 4 points right there.
Great substitution game by Coach Bryson right now. Brings in Gallagher, and he gives Ornelas a real much-needed break going into the intermission here. Ooh. Luau couldn't convert that one. Here comes Central. And drawing a foul, going hard to the basket was Pimental. And he draws a hard foul from Jolicoeur. 23.8 on the clock, 15-point spread at 38-23 in favor of the Memorial Crusaders. But Pimental is going to the board, to the line.
Huge free throws right here, just trying to make sure that they get this deficit cut a little bit. Anything can happen in the second half.
And he gets a shooter's roll. I'll tell you what, Coach Lett's benchers, because we had some foul trouble early, they've done a good job giving them some minutes, even though the lead has expanded a bit. But it could have been 20 because Memorial can run. They're just not getting the shots.
And that's certainly something that they will talk about in that locker room is staying out of foul trouble. And now Memorial trying to kill some time here and take the final shot. You got to remember, this is a big second quarter here. Oh, it's great steal for the Little Green.
Great feet and right back at you,
the other
says
way.
Luol. Uh-oh, it looks like a pinball machine out there. Brooks launches it from about 30 feet, and that back rims and out, and that takes us to the halftime. Busy back and forth half. Kyle Heavey, it's 38-25. What do you think so
Well,
far?
you got to remember it was tied at 11 through the first 8 minutes, and now to see so many points being put up by the Crusaders, and Coach Bryson has got to be happy with that, as that's a nice 27 points that they've just put up there in that second quarter.
Yeah, that's a heck of a quarter. Well, we'll take our break, folks. This is Rich McDonough and Kyle Heavey for Manchester Public Television, bringing you the NHIAA on this snowy and slushy now, Kyle, Friday night.
Yeah, we'll take a break and look forward to seeing what these two teams will do in the second half.
Welcome back, everybody, to Braunstein Gymnasium on the campus of Manchester's Memorial High School in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is Rich McDonough along with Kyle Heavey for Manchester Public Television's presentation of NHIAA Sports, where we have an active game here between the visiting Central Little Green and the home court Crusaders. And the Crusaders, as you might expect, after an 11-11 first quarter where Central kind of surprised us all, they broke loose in the second quarter, Kyle.
Yeah, just a stifling defense. They put the press on, and some ample steals going the other way for easy two. The three-point shooting got pretty hot there for a little bit, and to have this 13-point lead to start this second half and possession.
And the ball.
I mean, that's tough for a Little Green, but they got plenty of time, and now that the fouls are back to 0-0, let's see if the Little Green can get on a hot streak as well. And a turnover there.
Oh, and a great left hand there by Bori. So with a 38-25 lead entering the third quarter, as we said, it was tied at 11, but at that 27-point eruption. One of my notes, Kyle, was feed the beast if you're the Crusaders, because you got Balolo, Bori, and Brooks averaging 46 points between the three, and they went back to basics right there.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Steelers from a decade ago when it was Ben Brown and I forgot who their running back was at the time. Oh, what a steal right there.
You got the three Bs. There we go. It wasn't Bettis, was it?
No, it was after Bettis. He was good for a couple years. He just got injured and never was the same, and I'll get back to that.
Oh, what a drive, and what a better block and a big rebound right there by Joel Gomez. Gomez had 4 points, but pacing the way in the first quarter. Whoa. Got a little bit of introductions going on, 7-14 at stoppage.
Well, Miguel Cruz slammed the ball to the ground, not pleased, and I believe it was Cruz. So
get the call from Mike Crosby.
Actually, it was Hamisi.
Yeah.
And now he's going to have to take a
poor ball. Hamisi's one big dude.
Yeah, I think he just was, and you can see Coach Lett trying to plead the case to Mike Crosby about how, you called that a little late there. It was definitely.
Well, they teched him up anyway.
And now Coach Lett is very close to getting in one himself, as Crosby had reached for his whistle, and now Antoine and Mike will talk things over and see what to do here.
Referee Harris says he's shooting two, and he brings everybody back in. No, he started to bring everybody back in, and they all retreated.
So this will be the technical, and then he'll get two more after for the foul.
Chance for the quad and the smooth shooting. Joel Gomez, talented sophomore, as we mentioned earlier, makes the first of two on the technical aspect of this. And he gets himself a shooter's roll. That makes it, he's successful on both. That makes it a 40-25 lead, 15 points. And now with the tech, you've cleared decks, and Brooks is going to go to the line. Brooks had himself 4 in the first half. Pacing the way were Balolo and Bori Bori with 10 and 8 respectively.
A little bit more grumbling I'm hearing in this gymnasium right now is certainly frustration on the Little Green side is, again, watching 4 points get put into the bucket here without.
You can't call, I hear home job being called, but these refs, they don't have a home. They get all over the place and they know their stuff. It's a good group. 42-25, 7:14 on the clock in the third quarter here at Pete Porter Court at the Crusaders home gym.
And to have them get possession after the 4, nice block right there though, so Little Green still coming to play here, and now they got to start getting points any way that they can.
All right, here's a guy you want holding the ball. That's Guma. He had himself 9 in the first half, number 14. So quick. And good hands right there by Gomez. Big guy playing 30 feet from the basket, and he's moving like a guard. This guy's got all kinds of game.
It certainly does. And I mean, you can see he was ready for the steal there, and it was a smart move not to pass it in.
It's like a tripwire. But Guma is great at splitting a trap. Gets the ball now at the baseline, and he's got a smooth release. And Guma for 2 makes it the first bucket of the second half and third quarter for the Little Green. And back to their 2-1-2. But Brooks is able to dump another one in, give him 3 from the outside, and that gives the Crusaders a 45-27 lead.
Yeah, 7-2 run to start this second, and a foul called. And
yeah, too much body right there for Balolo. Nobody was really in foul trouble in the first half except for Bori Bori. He had 3 going to halftime, so he's got to watch himself.
And now a late substitution, and
Joliker comes in. He had a couple of 3s in that first half.
Yeah, he was very important there for sure, and Bori's going to take a moment to get some breathing. As, again, an 18-point lead, obviously you don't need to have your starters in fully.
And he drew his 4th. He takes a seat. He's not even on the bench. He's on the stairs. I don't think he'll be seeing the boards for quite a while. Big trap right there, avoided foul. Good job. Nice take, but Osmond can't connect with the cutting from the backside Guma. That was a good read by the 2 fellas. They just couldn't put it away.
And now some substitutions here for Central is now Norm Muse will come into the game.
Yeah, he got himself some time in the first half there. Joliker with the ball. Gets a pick, nothing doing, denied. And Brooks with another stroke from the 3-point, this time in the corner. And he's showing he's got range everywhere. And that is a 21-point lead, folks.
He's got 8 points here just in the third quarter, and we're only 2 minutes and 22 seconds into it. So right there, you know that he's already looking for a double-double at this point.
And if you go back to the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second, it is a 37-16 run for the Crusaders. All my bartending math starting to come back to me.
As some of our fellow companion commentators here on Manchester Public Television have not dealt with that lifestyle, so their math is not as good.
What a pass for the flying Jack Brooks. He's able to convert with the right, and it is 50-27, 5-22. I would say it might be getting away, but I think it has gotten away from Coach Lett and the Little Green right here as Little Green gets another foul.
And Brooks will get that foul there.
And Brooks, I think that was his first. Yep.
Now taking a seat will be Gomez, and
I think Hawkins and Guma really have to work a 2-man game. Somehow you got to get Guma loose and involved. What a rebound going up high is Balolo. He's so fast, gentle to the basket, can't get the drop, and here comes Guma with that great speed. I think he was too generous right there. Could have put that up with his right. Under 5 minutes now. Great look underneath. The slashing from the baseline. Balolo, beautiful pass.
You just have a sense that these Crusaders mean so much to each other. They see the court so well, and yes, they lost some tough games. I mean, I know that the Goffstown loss last week did not sit well for, assistant coach Tom Zoin was even saying that we didn't do anything right in that second half. And to lose to a Grizzlies squad who will be traveling over to face the Central Little Green on Tuesday, which Manchester Public Television will be covering that game as well. I will not be there. I'll be on the other side of the river at West. Not sure what.
So, Guma went to the corner and launched a 3 and got a late foul call from Jake Ornelas on the hammer, and missed the first, got the second. 52-28, 47, and for all that effort, Ornelas gets to find the pine.
Well, we'll see what Lawal can do here coming into this game, and the senior is certainly dominant down low. He's got some size for sure.
Would not want to take a charging foul from that man. And I think we were over the line, and from the Central fellas were over the line. Instant turnover, and back come the Crusaders.
Smart move, trying to get the rebound if need be, but he moved before the shot had left the hand. So Antoine saw that from a distance and was able to call that easily.
Brooks getting up way high, launches one as he goes to the deck. Nothing doing. He wants the foul, didn't get it.
I think he was expecting that foul call, and it just did not happen.
Yeah, and I think it was a good no call. Going hard to the basket right there is Kaliki, and he gets Windexed. Absolutely wiped clean. Big. Little technical difficulties there, ironed out by the all-everything Kyle Heavey. Mr. 9-volt himself. And that is a beautiful tag by Jack Brooks. That's his 4th 3 of the game, folks. He's hit him from everywhere tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, it's really been impressive what Brooks has brought. And now
and Gomez with a beautiful swat. I mean, they are in rhythm now. Oh, and looking for the no-look pass on the fingertips. Can't find the wall.
They had the rhythm, and that was a little bit of the blues right there. And they weren't able to make that nice pass play right there. But still, they are feeling pretty good here in the Bronstein Gymnasium for sure right now.
Let's go down to Beale Street. All right, great interception there by Gomez. Gets the drop, and he gets the and one, folks. 3:20 on the clock. With that deuce, it's 57-28. And Gomez has a chance to put him up by 30. And once was a tie game at the end of one. It has been lights out and all Crusaders since then.
A chance to make it a 30-point lead here, Rich, if he can make this free throw.
Well, and they got to take all this rim. They're facing Bishop Girton, currently the 10th seed, on February 4th, and you got to be happy about this rhythm you got in. No blues.
And he will take a seat after making that free throw, and he's got to get some water, and we'll see if his day's through.
Gets a big hand from Danny Bryson. He played hard. And look at this, 3/4 court pressure even though you're up 30. And that's a great left-handed two by Kaliki.
It's a 3, Rich.
They
gave him a 3. It was close to the line, but
yeah, he cut his toenails, I guess. Oh, that is a beautiful diagonal cut, but can't get the drop. But he drew the foul from Cody England. Great job cutting and a good handle in traffic by the big man Lawal.
Cody thinks that he got all ball. He could see that he, trying to turn around, and I know that the Memorial fans were kind of hoping for another T right there, but
that's a tough call, and I understand he got a lot of ball, and the call came from the official who was directly 180 behind the play, so it's hard to see body or arm at that point. If he got him with the body, oh well. All right, but we're 2:59. It's 58-31 after that beautiful Kaliki 3. Lawal sinks the second part and makes it 59-31, 2:59 on the clock here in our third quarter at Pete Poyer Court. Again, Rich McDonough, Kyle Heavey with the action here from Manchester. Can't wait to see what the roads look like.
Yeah, and I'm also very intrigued what's going on over at the Simon Gymnasium with the girls' game tonight, as well as
Right on.
we had to pick one or the other, and we picked the boys. No disrespect to the girls, but a little bit more energy here in this gymnasium in some ways to see what's going down. And I figured that Memorial, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen them, so wanted to see how good they're doing.
You got to stay current. All right, Adameni drew that foul, and he sends Gagne to the line. He misses the first of two. Gets himself in rhythm this time. See what it does for him. And there you go. Take a breath. Get some rhythm at the line. Give your teammates a little breather.
It really is amazing how mechanical it is shooting free throws. Bend the knees, elbows at an angle, and just let go of the wrist, and now a long three.
Oh, the big man launches one up, and Brooks is in the back. Can't get the drop after the rebound in traffic. And this time the little green comes up with it. Lual, the enforcer, too much body right there on Kaliki, and Lual draws a foul. 2:23 on the clock, 59-32 on the scoreboard. Well, if you're Coach Lett, you're staring at a monster deficit. What do? You try to get some of your role players, your younger guys in, and see what kind of chemistry you can start building. You don't like moral victories, but that's one way to eke one out, if you will, Kyle.
Well, at the same time, it's now that the Crusaders are in foul trouble, that's 5 on them. So for the last 2 minutes and 23 seconds, it'll be free throws anytime Memorial fouls Central. So,
well, one recipe for there is share the rock and get to the glass. That'll draw some fouls. Or do a pick and a roll, and you draw some arm and some hacks. Oh, can't get the shooter's roll this time as Bilolo.
Surrounded.
And Williams
They're running out of time to get across this half-court line.
I tell you, this is cutthroat. Full court press when you're up this big, but you got to get your reps in. If that's part of your game, you got to practice it in a real-life situation no matter what.
And happy to see Joliker getting plenty of playing time tonight.
Yeah, he's had a good night tonight. Really good playing time. Oh, that's a great feed from low to high for the cutting Lual, and he's able to finish after bobbling it slightly. But, you're missing a guy always like LaValle. He's got that hip labrum issue. Great take there by Mateo. That wasn't Williams, excuse me. That was Muse. But you miss a guy like LaValle, but you have two guys who get some PT in his absence, and all of a sudden you become a deeper, better team, and that will serve you well as we get deeper into February and head for tournament time.
Yeah, last day of January here, which has felt like a lifetime.
And you see the speed of Bilolo. Nobody's catching him. He gets up to the kiss and in, and it is a 30-point lead again, 63-33, and we are under a minute here, folks, at Braunstein Gymnasium. Nice look out top and great ball movement. That's how you pick the lock. You just got to finish if you're Cody England.
And was able to get his own rebound, and the foul will put Cody to the free throw line with 40 seconds to go.
I think Lawal was a little upset that England came out from the backside and got the 50-50 ball. Actually, it was more like a 70-30 ball, and England got it. And he'll be shooting two. 40.8 seconds on the clock, 30-point deficit for the fellas in black.
Cody.
Take an extra beat, fella.
And Gomez comes back onto the court here.
In the waning seconds of the third quarter. Interesting. And there, he took his time, nothing but nylon. 63 breaks it, cuts it down to 29 as we hit the 35-second mark in the third quarter here at Manchester Memorial. Run a little spread and cut offense. Great movement out top. That opens up the center of the lane beautiful technical basketball and a great pass and finish.
It really is a beautiful thing to watch. Just everyone's touching the ball in one way or another and getting in their spot. And now another steal for the Crusaders.
And as well as they cut down the lane, Kyle, they also rotate into passing lanes. It's a piston right now. I mean, they are functioning on all 8 cylinders. And after 3 quarters here at Manchester Memorial, it is 67-34. I think safe to say, my old phrase is the glow plugs on the diesel school bus are glowing right now.
Well, it is National Scotch Tape Day today here, so we'll see if the Little Green can get some Scotch tape and get things figured out for these final 8 minutes. And for the Crusaders, it is National Hot Chocolate Day, so see if they can stay hot on their side of the gymnasium as well.
Is that a thing, Kyle Heavey?
Every day is something else here.
Oh, my goodness.
It's National Brussels Sprouts Day, which I know that is not the most popular thing here at in the Bronstein Gymnasium for snacks. But
so there are only 2 guys who are going to know these things, Kyle. It's you and Ken Jennings from Jeopardy.
Well, it's amazing the things you can find out on your Friday when you got to make sure that you have some information to kill on the air sometimes. Go. You got to be prepared and all sorts of things.
Well, you're talking my language because, when you see Rich McDonough set up shop here, I live
with the
for
Scotch tape in your hand.
Tape. Yep, I sure do. All right, here we go to our 4th of 4, unless something dramatic happens. And the Crusaders are up 67-34 in the crosstown rivals from Central. The Little Green looking to do anything they can just to get a few, maybe get a little rhythm. But at 2-9, you're sitting at 20th out of 21 teams in D1. It's an abyss they're staring at right now. But you got to keep it together and play ball. And Memorial still with a number of starters in, but that's what you want, actually. It seems like overkill and a great tap in and followed by Gomez. But you want to play your role players with your top 2 or 3 guys so you get some chemistry no matter who you have on the court as we head toward playoff time. I would do that in the last third of the season. That is a great post up, eh?
I mean, to know that he went to the right and then spun around, went to the left, was able to get that layup, that's a great move, and any team would be appreciative of that.
Oh, Hamisi with the beautiful footwork and now with the poke, and he gets his turnover and draws a little and dumps it over the top and finds Mateo Williams heading for the basket, and you got 5 points in 70 seconds here for the Little Green. And the big man goes back and misses everything. And he bends over in disbelief, and he gets.
And immediately you see that Christian Malolo gets up there, and you can see Coach Bryson like, "What are you doing?"
He's in a suspended disbelief right there.
I mean, his teammates are smiling, laughing, but for a coach, you don't
want it.
You don't want it. No.
Run the O. That was a pretty good take. Couldn't get the drop, and a good rebound backside by Bori getting up high. And here he comes the other end, and he draws all kinds of contacts, just a question of who got him.
And with exactly 6 minutes on the clock, we'll get some free throws in front of us here.
And Anton Harris called it against Kingston Patton. Six minutes even, 69-38, make it 70-38 in favor of the Crusaders. As we discussed, Kyle Heave and I did, up next for the Crusaders, they're at Bishop Girton. That's a tough gym to play in. It's so loud. And then they're home against Dover, and that's the night they'll get their injured Devin LaValle back prospectively. Then they got to go to 7-seed Winnicott on February 11th. So they get 3 games in 8 days, and against 2 ranked opponents right there. That's a tough road. And both seeded opponents are on the road.
Yeah, that's not what you're hoping for going into the month of February, but.
Oh, beautiful stroke right there. Mateo Williams cans one from the right side. Gets himself a 3. I have coached out at Winnicott, and props to their coaching staff and their AD, but that is a good crowd. They're such great fans, and they're going to make it real loud. Memorial better be prepared.
Ooh. 3 just doesn't cut it.
Bama can't sink that one. And his counterpart wearing 1 goes to the hoop, Bololo. And can't get the drop, but it does go off the foot of Hamisi.
I mean, Hamisi with that block going out of bounds, and now we're seeing Eldon Tarak out there as well.
Yeah, he comes in. He's truly an import. I believe Slovenia.
That sounds right,
yeah.
And you can see that he's got some size. And
real good size. And he's just a freshman.
Now another substitution here is coming to the game. Aaron Gallagher.
He got about a minute in the second quarter, and good to see him back on the court. Tarek inbounds, and he tries to do a little post work of his own. Can't get up. But he's showing some nice little pivot work there for a 9th grader. Pretty good. And look, you can see the powerful build on this kid.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if he can keep out the gym and keep working on his game, I mean, at the same time, Luka was able to get in some shape, and Jokic at the same time has been able to do some phenomenal things in the NBA.
Yeah, I got to say that about myself too.
Exactly. You just wish you had his height.
I may be small, but I'm fast. That was my only saving grace, Kyle.
There you go.
All right, 4:24 as Tarek goes back to the board and sinks this one, and he makes it 70.
To 41.
71-41. And he gets himself a rebound in addition to that last point right there.
He's doing it all right now. Getting the foul call, getting the free throw, getting the rebounds. Let's see if he can get an assist at some point as well.
Oh, what a great pull and drive. Retreat dribble ends up with a sprint to the board, and just couldn't get the drop there was Bori.
And Mike Crosby sees the jump ball, which possession arrow will go to the Crusaders. And now with the clock running now with such a lead here above 25, and we'll be out of here pretty quickly at this point, and with basically a lot of the bench players out here.
Again gets the hoop, can't get the roll, and back down to the board, and Tarek gets a good rebound in traffic there, flexing that muscle. There's a great spin move in traffic, and the kick out. Whoa, what a play. Couldn't get the drop. That time was Bori. As again, he came in averaging 9 points a game. He's exceeded that tonight.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of stars for this Crusader squad. It's certainly been a fun night for them. And now some bench players for the Central Little Green trying to get themselves noticed.
Great rotation by Williams. And he flirts with the line, and he flirts too far. He keeps running the length of the
I was going to say, I don't know where he's going here. I thought that he was going to possibly head out to the hallway.
It was like Bo Jackson running through the tunnel.
Yes, certainly. Seattle Seahawks will remember that forever.
And we're in running time, I just noticed. Fourth quarter, 30-point spread. And Bori just looks it up there. In no hurry now, but they want to let these younger guys get some rotation in the offense. Or role players. Bolio is in there, number 11. Gets his name in the scorebooks. Pretty nice looking drive once again by Hamisi. Can't get the roll after he got the roll. And this time he does get the drop. Keep fighting for it. This kid's got no quit in him, Kyle.
Oh, travel there for sure.
Yep.
I'm just not sure what Bori was thinking right there, as he will now take a seat. Maybe that's one way to get yourself out of the game, is just do a turnover.
He was looking for a break.
I mean, assistant coaches are all talking to him, and Tom Mazzoini will laugh that off as, what can you do when you have a 28-point lead?
Right. Well, we talked about next up for the Crusaders. It doesn't get any easier for the Little Green. They host Goffstown on the 4th, and beautiful three-pointer out there. Getting their names in the books, I got to like it. But then they got to go to Alvern on the 11th. They'll get a week break, and then what do you get for all that work? You get to play the number 2 seed, Keene.
Well, that's going to be
on the road.
interesting right there. Is not sure if that Keene game got played tonight. As again, a lot of rivalry games all around the state tonight, and
Yeah.
we were happy to be here to see this Manchester battle between these two arch rivals.
Well, capping it back, it was a tied up first quarter, 11-11, and we thought we were in for some fireworks. Well, we got to see some fireworks, but they came from the fellows wearing white tonight in quarters 2 through 4, Kyle.
Yeah, it certainly was a incredible second quarter for the defense of the Crusaders.
27 points?
27 points they scored
Wow.
in 8-minute spread, and
They only let up 14. Yeah.
So that's a huge difference. And the last seconds will tick off here. And, Rich, it's National Fun at Work Day today, and it's been fun to be with you.
Oh, it always
to see
is, Kyle.
this battle here. And, we'll look forward to seeing what will happen with these two squads as the season continues.
Delighted you asked me, Kyle. Thank you, buddy.
It certainly has been a fun one. And we got to give our player of the game. And, I mean, really, it's this whole Memorial squad did a great job to get this win. But I got to say that Jack Brooks got hot and was able to make some incredible three-pointers. That's my star of the game on the Crusader squad.
I'm going to chime in with the glue guy tonight, Jolliker. He came off the bench and he motivated everybody. I just mean, the bench player of the day. I loved watching him play his few minutes on the court. He just lights out 100% all heart. I loved it.
And honorable mention, I thought that Gomez had a great game as well.
He did.
So,
but he expect that from him. He's a terrific player.
Well, for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, for my main man over here, Mr. Rich McDonough, my name is Kyle Heavey. It's been a pleasure to be with you on this Friday night. For those watching at home, be safe if going out. For those that are here in attendance, be safe.
Be really safe.
Driving home. So we'll look forward to being around for more hockey basketball coverage here on Manchester Public Television. So long for now. We'll see you again soon.